Fran, why do you suppose that a 4-patch is one of the very first blocks a quilter learns to make?
I think it's because it's one of the easiest and most versatile blocks you can use in quilting. So keep watching and we're going to tell you all about it.
Hi, it's Donna Robertson.
And Fran Morgan with Fabric Cafe.
Today, we are going to show you the versatility and the ease of making 4-patches to make creative quilts. Now, you might think of a 4-patch as just being a block, 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 but
they are anything but boring.
That's right. So let's get started with the super simple. We've got lots of pieces and parts, and we're going to take you all the way through to show you some creative ways to use those 4 patches. So first of all, we have Overnight Sensation. Overnight Sensation is just exactly that. I know we have a lot of people that like to sew at night after everybody else goes to bed, and they could go in their sewing room and they can get this done overnight. It has a super big 4-patch here, and it just goes together like a dream. So let's put that up here and let's look at this new fabric that we have. This is so cute.
This is so cute. I love the little tomato pin cushions and strawberries.
Well,
it's
you know,
precious.
Earlier we were talking about why the pin cushions are tomatoes, and they also have a little strawberry hanging off of it. Right. So Hannah said, I'll look it up. So we found out that in years gone by, it was good luck to put a tomato on the mantle of a new house for good luck.
Okay, that's very interesting. Wow, so
and
many neat things you learn on our videos.
But you know, tomatoes aren't, real tomatoes, they're not always in season.
Right. Yes.
So they started making a ball of red felted wool and putting it up on the mantle, and someone discovered, this is a great place to store pins. So then those of you who are new quilters, you might not know this, but the reason that the tomato has a little strawberry, the strawberry is actually filled with, I forgot what the word was, but it's the stuff that makes your pins sharp.
Okay, whatever that is called.
Yeah, but when you put your needles in there, it'll make them sharp, or you can sharpen your little straight pins on it too. Isn't that cool?
That's awesome.
These
That
little,
is awesome.
little pieces and parts of things. Now let's do the big pieces and parts. Okay, so here we have Easy Does It. This is the book that you'll find Overnight Sensation in. And we go through and tell you step by step how to make your strip assembly, how to cut that, and how to make the blocks. So let's look at that now. First of all, you're going to make this big strip assembly. This is why this is so fast. Look at this. You got this great big strip assembly.
Love it.
Then you're going to cut your units off of these. So if you'll look right here, you can see here is the way this strip assembly is put together. And you're going to cut the blocks off of that like so, making a unit.
Okay.
Here you go. So voila, we have that.
Oh, wow. Very easy.
How's that for fast block? And then we do the same thing. You make all of these units, and then you turn one of those. It is that simple to make a 4-patch.
That is great. And this is a great quilt because talk about super fast, and it really has a lot of interest, even though it's just a simple 4-patch.
But this is a great place to start. You learn how to make this, and then we're going to build on this as we show you other quilts in the, this goes right here, sorry. Thank you, Fran.
You are so well.
So is this one of those vertical?
It is. It is
Yes,
done in vertical
yeah.
rows. Let's look at that pattern again. And you can see that we're just going to do the 4-patch, and then it's going to have that little strip that you put on there right below it, and then we're going to do that again.
We're going to do that
next
again
one.
with another. So here we have exactly the same thing done, and it's going to go down. Whoops, well, I just lost the sashing row. But Natalie is coming to the rescue, and we're putting the sashing row on there like so.
Perfect.
And then we will take one more. So this is that vertical sashing that you put these pieces together, and then you will finish off, I believe, with one without that sashing.
That's correct.
Because you're going to be putting sashing all the way around. So it will go just like that.
And I love the way this red polka dot really brings out the dots and the fun in the tomato fabric.
This would be great for a sewing friend, or when you feel like it's time for you to have a quilt in your sewing room for those little hand projects that you do when you're sitting over in a chair.
Every quilter should have their own quilt in their sewing room.
Absolutely. And this is going to be your number 1 fabric. It's going to go here. Your number 2 fabric is compared to the other fabric, and the number 2 fabric in this case is your sashing. So when you're doing you're picking out your fabrics, it's a good idea to think about how that sashing is going to be in there. You want it to have contrast with both of these. And then the 3rd fabric is the black with the red tomato on it. Now this one is called Pins and Needles 8022164. Overnight Sensation is the name of the pattern that's in the book Easy Does It. Now we do have an alternate pattern on this because Overnight Sensation is only available in the book Easy Does It, but we do have Park Place as the alternate pattern.
Perfect.
And you can take 1 free pattern with every kit you purchase, or buy 3 kits and you can get a book free.
Oh, that's great. Good deal. So our next 4-patch quilt that we're going to show you is So Quick. And So Quick truly is so quick. And what we've done here is our 4-patch here. And then we've simply put the 4-patch with just a plain block. So it makes it very fast to put together. But it also creates a lot of fun interest because those 4 patches line up and create this movement in this line here. So let's check out the fabric for that. Now this fabric is so cute. It truly, truly is. I just love these campers, and it just makes you feel free or something. It just helps to think, oh, I'm going to go out and explore the world.
In style.
In style, that's right. And everyone needs a quilt for their camper. If you have a camper, I'm sure you have quilts in there. So this is really cute. So this is our focus fabric, and it is going to go in the big block here. Like here we have the kitties, and unfortunately we don't have this fabric, but we do have this great camper. Campers will go here in the big block. And then our number 2 block, oh, this is so perfect, just the fun polka dot. That will go in the number 2 square here. And then our number 3 is this beautiful blue, which looks so good with the campers as well, will go in our alternate block of the 4-patch. So just so much fun. And this kit is called Happy Trails, and it's 8022165, and it is the So Quick pattern, which is available as an individual or in the book Quilt Favorites.
All right, so next up we have Checkmate. Checkmate's one of our most popular patterns because it also is very fast and it uses the 4-patch. So it's just another way to use the 4-patch to use your fabrics in the quilt, but also be very fast and easy to do. So let's put this here, and we have gorgeous fabric here.
And I like Checkmate, and I think that when you look at it, you don't obviously see the 4-patch. I think it's a great example of the simple versatility of the 4-patch because you line them up, and it really gives it a lot of interest. And talk about a fast quilt because of that long strip put with the 4 patches.
So first we showed big 4-patch that were sashed, and then we did the 4-patch as an alternate block.
Right.
And now we're making a row quilt with the 4-patch. So it is very versatile.
Very
Look at these great butterfly. They're going to go here where these little owls are. We don't have any more owls, but we do have these gorgeous butterflies in our number 1 spot. And then look how gorgeous this is. The number, it almost just looks like butterflies flittering around.
It does. I mean, that's just the energy all around the butterfly.
It's gorgeous. And it picks up those colors beautifully with the grays and the red. And then that's your number 2. It's going to be in the light green spot here. And then number 3 is going to be this black, which will be out here on the border and also in the alternate block. And all of these 4 patches are made the same way we showed you in the beginning with 2 long strips. You cut your units and then you arrange them and sew them together as the pattern says. This is kit number 8022166, and it's Shimmer By, and it's a Checkmate pattern from the book Quilts for Kids, which is only a downloadable book. So you can get that by getting your code for it.
That's great. So our next quilt is Jacob's Ladder, and I love Jacob's Ladder because once again we have a 4-patch, but this one's a little sneaky because it's a little harder to see. It is actually a 4-patch block alternated with a half square triangle block. So it gives this great movement, and it's a little bit of a trick of the eye. So we've got some pieces and parts, and I want to show you those.
I love the way that worked with and it's all about the way you put your blocks together with the different colors.
It is really cool. I mean, it's very clever. And I love the way some of this, it's the alternating of the 4-patch and the half square triangle block, but it's also the placement of the color. So when you designed this, brilliant.
Well, I have to admit that when I designed this, I thought, oh my, this is cool.
Every once in a while you get one of those and you're going, yes.
You know, if you could ever be in the room whenever I design, and I've talked with Fran, and she said she does the same thing. You're designing and you're having a great time, but there comes a point in the process, and you get to the end, and it's almost like when you put the last little touch on there, you have this euphoric feeling. And sometimes that euphoric feeling is greater than others. And this time I remember being really excited about it.
Well, this one is just perfect. So this quilt pattern is from the book Modern Views. And as you can see here, we do have just the simple 4-patch again, made the same way with the strip assembly. And then we're alternating it with that half square triangle block, placing the colors in just the right way. And of course, the pattern's going to step through the color placement, as always, the fabric placement. So it makes it very, very simple for you. So let's look at these pieces and parts and see how this is done. So as I mentioned, the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to pull this off so that you can see it. We are going to make the strip assembly here. And this is just the 2 strips sewn together on their long edges. And then we're going to cut off a unit. Let me see if I have a unit. I do not have a unit here. I'm going to fold this block in half so that you can see how this works. So this would be the unit that we cut off of here. So very, very simple. You're going to make 2 of these, cut 2 of those off. You're going to rotate one, sew them together, and that creates the 4-patch. Very simple. Okay, so we're going to actually do that a couple of times here. So let me get this right on here. So here's how that will go. And then we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to use the 2 different fabrics. We're going to use the number, see how they're different? Thank you. That really helps you see. And that's going to be a little bit different combination on the 4-patch, made exactly the same though. And this one will go here. So there's our 4-patch. Very easy.
I love the way that the 4-patch creates the diagonal blocks on this one. Yeah,
I love that. That is so perfect. Then the next very simple thing is a half square triangle block. And this is cool. Now also, let me just mention really quick, we do have a great half square triangle tutorial on our YouTube channel. So be sure and check that out if you haven't done that. And we'll step through how to make these. So then we're going to place this alternating, and this is what creates that really cool line and look.
Cool.
I just love, yeah, do we have a cropping tool?
Yes.
Perfect.
It was like magic whenever I learned how to do,
Yeah, I just
or when I did
love
this.
it. I just love it. And you know what? These fabrics are gorgeous.
They are gorgeous.
This is
They
just
are.
so earthy and warm, and it's great. So
And I love the way the number 3 fabric has the greens and the golds, and they kind of shade and change as you go along. See, this has the green in it.
yes.
Yeah, and then others have more of a gold tone in there.
I love it. So it's just gorgeous. So let's look at these kit fabrics. So our number 1 fabric is this beautiful green batik here. It is just lovely. And then of course the number 2, it's almost like the same print with just the gold, which is perfect. And then our number 3 is this fun circle here.
I love it.
So it is really gorgeous. The kit number on this is 8022167, and it is called Fern Valley. And the pattern is Jacob's Ladder from the Modern Views book, or it is also available as an individual.
And you know, sometimes when you make some of our patterns, it's almost like I spy. Let's see if we can spy the 4-patch in the next quilt.
Oh, it's like a mystery.
Okay, so this one is called Urban Chic, and it is kind of interesting when you look at it because you can also see we've got some little blocks over here, so your eye kind of bounces around and it doesn't stay situated right on that 4-patch, so it's kind of hidden in there a little bit more, sort of like the Jacob's Ladder. So let's put this one over here and look at the fabric we have for it.
So this is very interesting. So it's like, okay, where is the 4-patch?
You know, when I designed it, I thought that because it's the first quilt that I did with this, there wasn't as much contrast, and I really couldn't see it in that one. And then we've done other quilts since then, but it's like this, you know, that's the interesting thing about art. It has a lot to do with how your eye travels around on the colors.
Yes.
And where color hits your eye. It's just kind of fascinating if you ever study the way that colors hit your eye, because different colors hit in different places. And so what happens with this is it gives you lots of movement because this is your background and then this is your elements, so that your eye is bouncing back and forth, and that's where the movement comes in.
And
it's not going anywhere, but your eyes are.
And I think it's very interesting because as we design the 3-yard quilts and this fabulous fabric system that we've developed here of the 1, 2, 3, the focus, the light, and the dark, we have actually done those placements for you. So it helps to create that look that you get every single time. And this fabric choice that we have for this one is no exception.
It is stunning. I love
Yes.
it. So you're going to use this in your number 1 spot, and that's here. Could I have the cropping tool so I can show our different blocks, and that'll make it even easier. So we're going to start off with this. Here's your 4-patch that we made, and we used fabrics 2 and 3.
There it is.
And then here is the secondary block.
Okay.
And it also uses the 2 and 3 in a smaller version with your focus fabric here. And I quite often do this as well. I love putting the focus fabric out on the border.
Right.
So we're going to put the floral in the center of this block and out here on the edge. Then we're going to make our 4-patch out of these two. And you want that high contrast. So this is really going to be cool when you have this little block here, here, and here. It's really going to keep that going with that line. It's going to be great. So fabric 1 is your largest focus fabric. The one you're going to be seeing on the border and in the center of this one. And then your number 2 you compare with the number 3 fabric, and you get that light color. And then your number 3 fabric is your darkest. And that's that system Fran was saying that will always work, because we always give you a graph that shows you where those 3 fabrics go. Now this one is called Nature's Notebook 8022168. Urban Chic is your pattern. It's available as an individual. It's also available in Fast and Fun book.
Awesome. So our next quilt is called Big Blooms. And once again, this is another one where it's a little tricky to pick out the 4-patch and how we've beautifully combined it with another alternate block. Let's check out that fabric. So this is gorgeous fabric. I just love it. You know, this is a caif, and his colors are incredible. And as you can see here on the quilt, it's just spectacular. So the first thing that we want to do, thank you, is to...
Can I point out how we hid the 4-patch? In here, it kind of disappears because of the little squares there.
It totally does. And you know, I'm going to say this, as we are going through this and looking at all these quilts, I have this all new respect for the 4-patch. I mean, it's like, it is amazing how versatile it really can be. And you don't even really think about it, or I haven't really thought about it as a quilter, because you think, oh, it's a 4-patch, it's no big deal, it's so simple. But this is incredible.
It is really amazing how it can create so much dimension, so much movement, and yet it is just simply a 4-patch.
Right. So let me see here. Where's
Can
the
you find the
best
4-patch?
place for me to put this so that you can see it? And I'm going to just put the cropping tool right here on this 4-patch. So there it is. There is our block. Super, super duper simple. Now I'm going to move the cropping tool up so that you can see the alternate block and how that kind of camouflages the 4-patch, maybe.
Right.
So I'm just going to shift this up, and here we go. Here is the alternate block. Still a very simple block, but like you said, because of the corners here, it hides
Just
this.
do that one. Take this one away so we
Okay.
can, and they can see how the two blocks
Right here.
come together.
That is so cool. That is just awesome. So the big focus fabric is this gorgeous caladium here, and that will be where this big bloom is. Then our next one is this fun kind of geometric light that goes in the background. And then our number 3, of course, is the beautiful blue that is the solid that creates that illusion. It is called Indigo Vines, and the number is 8021851. This pattern is the Big Blooms pattern, and it is available in the Quilts in a Jiffy book. We do have the alternate pattern as Dominique. What do we have next? I'm getting excited.
Well, after you get through with the basic 4-patch, let's start manipulating the 4-patch itself.
Oh,
And let's make a
Interesting.
rectangular 4-patch. So this one is called Park Place, and Park Place is done in rectangles. So these blocks are actually cut into a rectangular shape, and then you border those with a little sashing. And here we have a 4-patch that's elongated and made in with the a rectangular shape here. And so it just adds a little bit of interest to this too. So it's almost like it's endless. You could even have a 6 or 8 inch tall 4-patch. Yeah. It just goes together so nicely, and this is so much fun. We have roosters and chickens.
Yep.
Yes, and we have this is our number 1 fabric. It's going to go in each one of these spots. And what would a farm be without bandana?
true.
You have to have it. You have to have it if you have chickens, for sure.
Yes.
So if you have chickens, I bet you know why you have to have a bandana. So this is our number 2 fabric. It's going to go in. Oh, where does number 2 go? It must be the red.
You know, sometimes we even trick ourselves.
Sometimes it's a guessing game. I could have asked you, where is the number 2? But if you compare the two, the darkest, and when we compare these two, the red is the number 2 and the black is number 3. This is the number 2 fabric, and the number 3 fabric is the burgundy. So we have chicken scratch, 8021676. Park Place is the pattern. It's from the book Fast and Fun, and you can get it either as an individual or in one of the books, and in this case, Fast and Fun. And remember, when you buy 3 kits, you can take a book free. Just write it in the comment section of your order form.
That's great. And we do have so many books out available now. What do we have now? 9. Wow, that is just amazing. I feel the work. But it also means that
you feel the play, because we are playing.
That's right. We've had so much fun putting all of these together, so be sure and check those out on our website. And I have to say, I am really impressed. You know, you do the 4-patch all the time as quilters and designers, and you don't really ever stop and really focus on the versatility and the ease of making it. And I think this was great.
They just needed a little attention. And so now that you've had an opportunity to see some of the ways that you can use, I'm sure that Fran and I will come up with some new ways in the future with new books. So thank you very much for watching.